Oh, yeah. What's up? What's up? Hey, what's happening, guys? Good morning. GM, as they say in Web3. Hope you had a good night, and hope you have a better day, because, you can't really do much, while you're sleeping, unless you got passive income streams. Then you're making money, but most people, they're just snoozing. So the action happens during the day. Definitely excited to get into the show today. Talking about some Web3 gaming coins or games, whatever you guys want to talk about today. As long as it involves Web3 gaming, we're here to talk about it because that is one of our biggest catalysts that we'll see for mass adoption in our ecosystem. So a lot of money flowing in and out, baby. Let's get it.
Oh,
how we doing, dog?
Bro, I'm freaking feeling brand new. I had to shave off all the hair. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard this thing. Somebody had told me, they said, that your hair carries negative energy inside of it. And that's so I said, you know what? I said, let me just start a new cleanse. And usually, if I get down, I start feeling myself fall into that trap. It's the holiday season. People can kind of, get into, the mental health side. And I said, you know what? Time to start anew. So we shaved it all off, and I'm ready for today, bro.
I like that.
I'm freaking ready.
I'm a big fan of doing that same thing. Sometimes you got to shake it off and do something drastic just to make the magic happen. And shaving your head. Listen, I've done that before. I told you guys a story before we went on live this morning. I am all about it. Seven, let me bring you up here, my bad, dog. All about doing something to make a change when you're, you got either going through a rut or you just want to, make a big change in your life. Sometimes I shave my beard off, which it happens sometimes more frequently than I wanted to, but that's my way of doing it because I've done the shaved head thing before, and that is not a good look for me. I don't have the right head for a shaved head.
Yeah, I feel that. You know what I'm saying? I feel kind of fortunate. My grandma helped me a lot as a baby, and she constantly just rubbed my head in a circle because they were afraid. Back then, in my family, everyone was worried if you left your baby laying too long in the crib that it would have just a flat spot on its head. And so my grandma was just terrified that this would happen. So they would just hold me and rub my head in a circle. And so now I just have one giantly round,
perfectly round
cranium. Perfectly round. What's up, Seven? My non-round headed friend.
I was just gonna let you know that one time I got to be the the lead of my Boy Scout group for my first child, and I was trying to look good for the first day, and I fucked up my beard so bad that I had to shave it completely off, boys. You want to talk about showing up looking like one of the fucking kids? I looked like Carl from Up, guys, knocking on these guys, trying to fucking recruit these kids. I'm like, hey, guys, and me, I'm goofy as fuck anyway, so I literally looked like some big kid with a touch of the D, maybe. And I'm just like, hey, guys, let's get your kids in here and help out. And I'm like, oh, man, I felt like Grimace with clothes on.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
And then there was Turbo Made It.
And then there was Auto.
Damn it, everyone was supposed to say it. We were going to go down the line. We've been trying to practice this, Auto. When you came, we were all going to do it. And then you remember the last
You can't just spring that kind of shit on us. That was fucking ages ago, dude.
I put it in the private chat. What's up, Commander? How you doing, brother? So great to see you, man.
Good to see
Man,
you.
it's great to see you guys too. It's great to be able to wake up and see another day. I always tell everyone, find something to be grateful for, even if it's the fact that you're breathing.
Yeah.
It's Web3 Gaming Coin Wednesday. And you know, Jay Chains, I think one of the biggest points we could make, you see a lot of these traditional games, right? Where you may pay to get some coins or something in that game, but there is zero return, right? The coins get you something cosmetic, or they help you, you know, do a function within a game, or it's just some sort of points, right? But in the Web3 space, as you invest in these coins or earn these coins,
Mm-hmm.
you still have the possibility to trade them, to cash them out, to use them for those functions in the game that grants you something. Maybe it's an NFT, maybe it's, you know, some sort of access.
Yeah.
But there's always a circulating economy coming in and out. So it's not just a euphoric experience, there's the earning experience. And one of the things I like about that is there are some cases where you don't have to put anything in. You can still slowly earn and take what you're earning and hold that until, you know, maybe a bull run. And if the game is doing well. And so hint, hint, you know, this is something we see with Atlas and Polis, right? But the cool thing about that is it's a true, realistic, I guess you could say, metaverse, right? You're going to have retired pilots who, you know, they can't fly anymore. But guess what they can do? They can be hired by you to fly their ships or fly your ships in exchange for them earning to do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's, I mean, the opportunity with a lot of these games, right? For not just, you know, what you consider to be a traditional gamer lies, right? And you hit the nail on the head. And actually, I think we had talked about this last week. So I shot the video yesterday. It's off that our editor is working on it, and I'll post it at some point. But it's, you know, like what I think are the top 3 games that you need to have in your portfolio as far as tokens go, you know, for investing purposes, right? And I'm telling you what, man, Star Atlas is one of them, and that's just because, you know, they've got what it takes to succeed on the Solana ecosystem, which we know is going to be massive. And so, like, that's one of them. So, you know, I told you guys last week that was probably going to happen. So there's a couple out there, but, and you know, they're for very specific reasons. It's not so much because of the game, right? There are, you know, things that, like, the team, the tokenomics, the kind of the stuff behind the scenes, really not so much the actual gameplay itself, is why I would invest in some of these games. And, you know, other people might disagree that there's better games, and that's fine. And I think people have their opinions on all that kind of stuff, and that's fantastic. That's what makes this ecosystem churn, is that everybody is entitled to have, like, their own opinion on that. But I think, I'll tell you what, man, like, and listen, I didn't say the Polis token either, because I'm not so big into governance tokens, but I think that, you know, the or DAOs, you know, DAO tokens, whatever, you know, that to me is just a specific reason. But I'm telling you what, man, like, was it? How?
Well,
Go ahead.
the big part about that is you're able to they added use case, and I don't mean use case that we're thinking about as typical games, right? Remember at the forum we talked about Deadmau5, right? So you could have had a Deadmau5 NFT from 2-3 years ago, and when they start having these metaverse concerts on some of the space stations or planets in Star Atlas, if Deadmau5 is one of the concerts, your NFT is your ticket, right? So they're taking something that wasn't even in the Star Atlas ecosystem and giving it a use case inside of the Star Atlas ecosystem through partnerships. So you're going to attract businesses, corporations who can have a use case with their product inside of the video game that people are playing, not just for investment purposes, but for euphoric purposes, for employment purposes. So they created basically that full circle economic system. And then when it comes to that token, right, what do you see in most DAOs or governance? It's typically investor driven. So this is one of the first products that we've seen where the gamer is taking place in that governance, such as hey, J-Chains, we just discovered this region. We're going to take our tokens and create a government system in that region where we're basically the quote unquote politicians, where we can vote in a token we created as part of its ecosystem on that planet.
That's crazy.
So now people can trade, buy, sell, and incorporate our token versus just Polis or Atlas.
You create your own world right there. Go ahead, Joe.
The whole problem, and I, like this is where I got my hands on my head right here, because it's like the whole issue is that you have to have some type of like in real life something that's like putting money back, right? Just playing the game isn't enough, right? Like to sustain, because you end up in this cycle where it's just the tokens are just being recycled from player to player. There's no actual value that's coming, like that's going in the game or out of the game. Or if you have people that are pulling liquidity out of the game, then there's no game to be played because all the money's gone. The games that have the in real life, merchandise, experiences, like Two Lands has their beer, and they have like a lot of different other streams of revenue to bring back in, to kind of keep their ecosystem alive. That's going to be the key, especially like with, we know we're like a year away from like Grand Theft Auto. We're hearing stuff from like Fortnite and things like that. When these bigger games come in, like what if the people are playing and have attention on these like Web3 games, they're going to stop and they're going to shift their focus over to these other games. 100%. And that's really where I think the biggest issue is going to be. Like we have to, like, I think Pudgy Penguins, if they had a game with all of their merchandise, with the way they're branding in real life. I mean, I was at Walmart and I saw somebody like, oh my God, it's a Pudgy Penguin. And I stopped and I was like, excuse me, man. I was like, do you know what a Pudgy Penguin is? And
you don't even know what you're talking about right now.
No, I love it. She's like, no, and I think it's so cute. And I was like, oh, okay. Because she was excited like she knew. What's up, Frank?
What's up, Frank?
I thought I was the only person that's happened to, my guy. I swear to God, I thought I was the only person that's happened to.
Dude, I was so excited when I was like, you know? She was like, no. And Mike said, Mike on YouTube, he says it's going to be Call of Duty for him. Another one. I mean, like if you look at what is it, Undead Blocks, right? Like that's very Call of Duty. I mean, it's obviously the zombie. And I did see, I was looking over yesterday because I went over and checked out that immutable passport. Uh-huh. I went over and got on there. And they have 3 games right now that are available. And I did the Watch to Earn with the TNT basketball. You just like do this trivia game, you get 25 free tokens. And then they have like a golf game as well. But they're doing, it's like Shaq and that whole TNT crew. Watch to Earn. You get to like buy their clips and stuff.
That's interesting.
It's from TNT. Yes, I thought it was kind of wild.
Well, Shrapnel is another big one that a lot of people are playing that I know, the Shrap token. That's probably one because that's something that people are going to want to invest in. And that's also on the video. You guys will get all the alpha today of what's coming out before the video even comes out. Even though they're big tokens, but again, like, they're like, that these things, listen, from like and remember, it's not from a degen crypto perspective. It's from like an investor perspective, because we have to think there's a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of crossover coming in. Right. And so you want these people to start investing, like in the right things. Right. And so they're not, while some people will put a moon bag in for, a 1000x for the most part, like if you could say like this thing's going to 5 to 10x, like, that's good enough for most investors because they're used to 3%. You know what I mean? Like
100%. 100%. And I see Seven got his hand up too. I think you want to throw something in there. What else?
I just wanted to let you just think of it in another perspective. A lot of these companies, a lot of these guys that are coming in, they're going to scoop these motherfuckers up. It's not going to be necessarily that, Call of Duty does come in. They're not going to say, well, we're just going to establish our own version of Web3 here. They're going to scoop up every fucking IP they can and throw it in their game. in order to make their game Web3 friendly, quote unquote. Just like fucking Fortnite does now. You can literally play as anybody you want in Fortnite right now. You can be Peter Griffin, you can be Bender, you can be fucking you can be Goku from Dragon Ball Z if you want to. That's going to be the same situation where they're like, okay, we want cool cats in Fortnite, we want like Beast will be running around in Fortnite at one point. Like I see that being more of the style of takeover that they're going to try to do, instead of them coming in and saying, okay, wipe these games off the market, we don't need those anymore because we're here. They're going to bring in anybody that is worth a shit. Like they're going to bring in anybody that's building anything that any eyes are on, because to them, they're not looking at the dollars that are being made right now in the space, because it's tiny, it's minuscule to them. Like they know that once they get into the space, all of those dollars are going right into their pockets. They're just trying to figure out how to do the same thing that they're doing right now, where it's a monthly thing, and make it to where it's lucrative for them.
Do you think we'll see some of like any of the major games ever go like with a play to earn model? Like,
oh, absolutely. Like right now,
like Zelda.
Fortnite has
think about if fucking
exactly.
Zelda went play to earn, like how crazy that would be.
Dude, that's the thing though. That's the cool thing. It's like push it up a little further. Like go a little harder than that and make it fucking Skyrim. Make it fucking Elder Scrolls. Make it to where you have an entire ecosystem of people that already play the MMO, Elder Scrolls Online, where they are going and they get the quest, and you get 0.000 soul for completing a quest. You think anybody's going to ever leave their fucking couch? No, they're going to play that game and get money and earn real life shit. They're going to have their groceries delivered by Walmart in game. That's going to be the fucking crazy. You're going to see a little thing come up in Skyrim is be like, ye old Walmart delivery is in. Like it's going to be that
ye old Walmart.
Well, if you guys think about, and we talk about this game all the time, World of Warcraft. Look at what, just happened with Blizzard Activision. Now, who was the biggest holdup in any talks about World of Warcraft or their Blizzard subproducts being Web3? The guy who's now in the Web3 space as, what is he, like the new COO or CEO of Dapper Labs or something of that nature. So now what happens if one of the largest gaming community in the world's product gets involved in Web3, and all these gamers who have put in, days, weeks, months, years without earning, right? Not talking about the pro gamers, but just the average gamers or the serious gamers. And now they're able to pump in those hours, but earn in a community that does have the merchandise, that does have movies, that does have comics, that does have physical events where they can generate funds that can be put back into that ecosystem. You're talking massive, just like he also said, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, these products would, you're looking at the biggest bull run no matter what. I mean, Bitcoin's bull run is huge. It's not going to hold a candle to the gaming bull run.
Like when you talk about like the gaming bull run, you talk about like the whole Web3 gaming ecosystem market cap as a whole, right? Like if you were to go into CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko and search by that. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I think, that, like, this is what we've been talking about, gaming. And I mean, Bitcoin is great. Bitcoin is wonderful, but there's more opportunities, and there's more opportunities for more people to get involved and become wealthy than there is with Bitcoin. I think, for most people, you're priced out of becoming wealthy on Bitcoin unless you're already wealthy.
Well, I mean,
you're not going to turn $1,000. I mean, you're not going to turn $1,000 into $1 million. Like that's just not going to happen.
But Bitcoin is a much safer long-term hold than a gaming token, in my opinion. Because I think that's one thing that we're gonna have to look at too is strategy, for like holding and selling, and too, like, with the gaming tokens, I wonder when, like as Ardo was talking about, the gaming bull run, right? Like, because these tokens, man, they're gonna shit. Like, I mean, I share a story all the time. You know, my buddy Noxie's in YouTube right now watching. I mean, his token, he had $1 million worth of gaming tokens, and spell token. It was there for like 3 days. He had no clue, and it just dropped all the way back to 0.0000 whatever it is right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he wasn't watching, right? So I mean, like, there needs to be some strategy. I do see some hands down here. We got Mama Bear and Marauder with their hand up. Mama Bear, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. I love this whole discussion about Web3 gaming. And you know my take on it is there are a lot of people that play games and half of them only have a phone. And so for me, I see the take on this when Web3 gaming actually reaches mass adoption, when they cater to people who only have a phone.
Yeah.
Unless and until the game world is conscious and aware of the people who only have a phone and they market to them, until then, I don't really know that it matters how cool your graphics become or how great the whole ecosystem is. You have how much of the world's population only has a phone and will only be able to afford a phone. And so for me, I love the idea of Web3 gaming. I love the idea that these, World of Warcraft, WoW, well, that's the same game, Fortnite, all these places, you have to have some kind of a game system or a console. I know you can play on an iPad, but it's not on a phone.
We need to bank the unbanked.
You can play on the phone,
dude. You have to address
bank
the fact the population of the world that does not have a console will not have one. And unless you do that, it doesn't matter how cool you are. Right?
No,
you're going to cater to the 1% of the 1%.
Mama Bear, I do understand what you're saying, and I actually agree with you. I think the main focus and where we'll see really like a big push in everything that we do will be someone who comes forward with like the best mobile gaming. I know like Wagme's doing something. There's a couple other studios that are focusing on building out mobile friendly or at least mobile focused gaming, and that's massive, absolutely massive. But we can't also just forget that 3.6 billion gamers in the world. I think most of them probably are console or PC based, and so I would say that there's probably a big blend of that number, and maybe someone knows what the mix is. The 3.6, is it console and PC gamers? Is it also include the mobile gamers? What is the breakdown of that 3.6? I think that's probably one of the good questions we need to answer. But I agree with you, Mama Bear, like the mobile friendly or the mobile focus is going to take the day, because that then becomes, like you said, the barrier to entry is so much lower.
There's that in the fact that how many of us are actually going to be able to dedicate an entire weekend to a quest? My brother-in-law and his entire family, they throughout my nieces and nephews growing up lives, they had just the living room was their computer room. They sat as a family, all 5 of them, and played games together. They played WoW. They played, what's the other one? I can't remember what it was called. There's like 3 of them that they played all together. Oh yeah, they did, and they played all together in the living room. There wasn't a couch. There wasn't anything comfy to be in. Everybody had a computer thing. Everybody had a headset on, and everybody stared into a console, a monitor. And anytime there was a school break, anytime there was a long weekend, they would quest together as a family. And in my mind, I'm like, that is like not sustainable. And well, now of course it isn't, because they're adults, and they're like, well, we can't devote 40 hours to a game this weekend. We have real life to do. And it just that is shocking to me. You're going to need to focus on, people need 15 to 20 minutes or an hour that they can mindlessly play and earn in a game system. That's I'm just trying to look at the practical side of it. I love the fantastical, but for me, I'm looking at the practicality of it, and the portability. But I live in a bubble, so I'm probably not the best person to ask
Well,
about a lot of that stuff.
Well, it's time for you to get out of your bubble, and it's time
Well,
for all
I
of
mean,
you.
Jay changed
Hey,
to answer her question. I see Al has his hand up. To answer that question, part of gaming is social
Ardo,
interaction.
can you not
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
was thinking since the show started 8 minutes late, we'd do the workout 8 minutes late.
Are you calling us out, Coach? You trying to call us out, Coach?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
He threw the flag and blew the whistle.
Oh, okay. Well, he blew the
No,
whistle.
I'm driving for the next like 5 minutes. That's why.
Okay.
I don't want to do kegels for the workout.
Okay, fine. We'll let Coach get to where he's got to get to. We'll give him that grace, Coach. You got a few minutes so that you can work out with us. And so, all right. Ardo obviously couldn't hear, so maybe he's. Here he is. He's coming back.
Or you could have heard.
Sorry about that, guys. It was the audio was messed up. I could only hear like Corey speaking and nobody else. Not even you, Jay Chain.
Oh man, it's no problem. Can you hear me now, though?
Yes, I can.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we've got a few minutes because Coach needs to get to his destination. So we'll do a workout break in just a few minutes here. So go ahead with your response to Mama Bear, and then we'll see if we got time for Marauder.
Yeah. So, Mama Bear, if you look at social interaction, okay, our whole world has changed. Whether you're talking dating, whether you're talking work, whether you're talking video games, right? At one point, you had no opportunity to meet someone, let's say in Brazil or in Bulgaria or whatever, unless it was through some sort of work. And then social media brought us together to where you could date them, you could do work with them, you could do things like teach them workouts, right? Fitness coach. Then video games changed, right? At one point, there was just board games. Then we had things like the Atari, where, yes, it was only one person or two persons being able to play. The social interaction was physical. Then our social interaction became digital, where, well, yeah, now you could play someone on the other side of the screen or through Wi-Fi based. The PSP was, I think, one of the first to successfully do Wi-Fi gaming. And then they added this crazy multiplayer. Well, instead of 2 or 3 or 4 people, you could play with 40 people around the room. Some people have experienced that with like Call of Duty or World of Warcraft. And now you can play with people, but with video interaction as well. You can also stream now. And so as we watch this evolution, it is headed into Web3 to where you're going to start seeing products multiplex themselves, right? Instead of say complex, we'll say multiplex themselves to where they have PC, tablet, console, mobile, and where the interaction isn't going to be, oh, well, you have to download this wallet and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be an internal system that's working that blockchain piece to where it's going to be dual stabilized. You're going to see people being able to use their credit cards and people being able to use their blockchain tokens and having an interoperability to utilize that through a PayFact. So Jay Chains is right in a sense that these corporations are always going to target their bigger audience. Unfortunately, right now, out of those 3.6, 3.7 billion gamers, that's PC and console. And it's mostly PC, right? So where's the next wave? Well, that next wave is when they figure out that break of who's financing who, right? Because some of the biggest games out there right now are played by kids that aren't even old enough to drive a car. And so the parents are the ones financing, and they need that education piece of how to get their kids safely into a Web3 gaming product. When that happens, or you have these big, massive games that run the markets, switch into it, and it's coming. Hear me when I say it's coming. The economy is going to explode. And all the corporations know it. And that's why they're coming. Google coming, right? They're here. They're just sitting in the shadows. And they're going to be supporting gaming. Okay? Microsoft gave you a heads up. Netflix gave you a heads up.
Yeah,
they're
but
all
what
coming.
coins? I get it, Eduardo, but what coins can we invest in so that we all be rich? That's the point. We know they're coming, but what do we invest in so we get rich?
Well, I don't have that financial answer, but the breadcrumb is to look at where they're focused. Okay, swim with the whales. Watch what they're watching. They're dropping breadcrumbs for everyone. They're dropping the breadcrumbs. You just have to follow them. Mm-hmm. It's the same with all these professional gamers. Okay, yeah, they'll get a lot of heads up before everyone else does, right? Because a lot of times they get to test out products before anyone even knows about them. But you watch them, and so it's no different than what we already see.
So what game was it that Amazon launched their free NFT that you can get airdropped?
Guild of Guardians.
Yep.
Yeah. So that right there is a tip off right there. They're airdropping token, this NFT to people in gameplay. All you do is make a free account. So they're already giving people a heads up in that regard. That's on the AWS realm. So that's huge. Then you also have the Activision sale. You have the other games that are focusing on making their NFTs and their quote skins rentable. So if you own and mint or buy on secondary, they're sold out NFT, then you can rent that IP from that game, and then you wager with one of their native tokens. You can also buy a secondary token that's a governance token, more or less, because then you have some say in the gameplay. So there are games that are doing it, and they're partnering with Animoca brands. They're partnering with all these other people. They have a convergence with IMX and Beam and Polygon, and they're building that whole entire relationship there, where you're not just having one game do one thing. It's becoming a conglomeration that's causing a wave that surges in. And I think people who are in the NFT realm, we understand they should understand tokens. If they understand tokens and then they understand the NFT side, they are able to see this mass convergence that's coming, and they can be ready for it. Like Jay Chains was saying, what tokens do we buy into now? You buy into ones that have hit a penny and then have dropped back down a penny, below a penny. I don't think people understand how much of a big freaking deal it is to get to a penny. Jay Chains or maybe even a Marauder can answer that. How much of a big deal is it to get to a penny?
Well, a lot of it, it's because these gaming tokens have a bajillion, in their supply, so they will never get to a penny. But the smart ones, maybe have better tokenomics. I know. Here we go. We got to get to Marauder because we've kind of sidestepped him for a few minutes, and I felt bad. The way that I phrased that we would get to his hand next was terrible, and so I've been sitting here guilty for the last 5 minutes. The way that I said that, so I'm sorry, brother. I did not mean it.
He definitely has a pit stand.
Yeah. Well, I know he's got two. He's got one for each arm. That's
he's got crutches.
No, I definitely have crutches. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. I just wanted to make sure. Shoot. No, it's great conversations going on here for sure. There's lots of, Web3 gaming and the whole RWA narrative, those are going to be the two biggest narratives for the next bull run for sure. And I think when you're looking at tokens to get exposed to, you have to really think about it in the way I think about it at least is three different prongs, three different tiers of exposure. So you have broad market exposure, which is basically just like buying layer ones that are going to get, benefits from these games being played on them, like Avalanche, Ethereum, like it all kind of trickles down. And then you have two, the gaming incubator tokens like Immutable X, Ultra. Those are going to get you more specific gaming exposure, but without getting the specific business risk. So, and that leads me into my third prong, which is essentially specific game risk, where it's like, oh, you can buy Shrapnel token, but if Shrapnel doesn't do well, you're risking that capital in that token. Granted, the more risk you have, the more reward you get. So, if you buy Shrapnel and the game does really well and the token takes off, you can get tons of reward there. You can get easily, I think the market cap's 24 million. So you could probably get a crazy 10x on that, 15x on that. But Immutable X, for instance, if one game on Immutable X doesn't do well, like that token's not going to crash too hard necessarily. Like other games in that environment could do well enough to keep that token like alive and propped up. And so me personally, with my risk profile, I'm more so of the mind of getting like broad market exposure risk as well as the gaming incubator risk. Whereas like my specific game risk right now is in Shrapnel. Speaking of the example I just made earlier in the Shrap token, but it's not much because they airdropped me that. So it's just free money essentially. They airdropped me my Shrap tokens. I have them in my wallet still, and I'm probably not going to add to that bag unless like, you know, unless the game takes off and like it does amazing, obviously. But
would
I
you,
mean,
is that something that you would swing trade or just start trying to, you know, to move to make your bag bigger, or are you just going to leave it as it is and just see what happens?
I mean, if I see significant dips, I'll probably add to my bag because, like, in my mind, like I've already told Matthew this before too, as well. I keep harping on the whole dollar cost averaging mindset, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna keep adding to my bags regardless, but I'm not gonna add more unless I see like giant red candlesticks. So, like, if I see like a huge dip, I'm like, oh, that's a discount. Like, I think of it as like a discount, like you're buying something on sale. And also, like, Shrapnel, the game itself isn't even out yet. It's not released yet. And so in my mind, this is like a great buying opportunity. If it like dipped from, you know, 30 cents to 15 cents, I'm like, oh, I might buy some, sure. But I'm also not going to buy it if it's like 60 cents, you know, like if it spikes up like giant green candle, like, oh my God, God candle. But like, again, I just, in my mind, I'd rather have broader exposure in terms of like Immutable X or Avalanche. I'm just more comfortable holding those tokens. And I see Fam Soul down there, Fam Soldier thumbs downing me a bunch. I'm not sure why, but I'm just talking about broad market exposure to gaming tokens. But I guess some people disagree with that. I don't know.
There's old whistle coach. Time to get that workout in.
There he is.
Hey, we're never too late to get a workout in. He said he needed 5 minutes, and 25 minutes later, here we go.
25 minutes later, not bad. Okay,
no, I'm just messing with you. We love you, Corey.
I'm gonna pump this old kettlebell a little bit.
There it is, guys. If it's your first time joining us, I see we got quite a few more people checking us out on the YouTube than normal. Thank you for doing so. By the way, we do run a Twitter space, so you can watch or participate live in the conversation there, or we do live stream to the YouTubes like you guys are watching. It is usually at the halfway point when we do this, but it's time for a workout. You got to have a healthy mind, healthy body, and a healthy portfolio. That being said, time to get up, get that heart rate pumping, that blood going. This is our guy, Nessie.
Oh. Let's go, get up out your seat. Let's go. Let's go.
But I really like this sauce. I can't take you serious till that deposit come. I can't come to your event if you ain't dropping none. I can't claim you bought the fam if you ain't propping up. I can't say you bought the plan unless you really copping some. I can't, bitch, I can't. I can't whip it if there ain't a ceiling missing. I can't dig it if there ain't no feels up in it. I can't kick it if my twins ain't holding millions, bitch. I can't, bitch, I can't, bitch. I can't come outside and waste no time. I gotta play it safe. I can't give you motion if your head ain't trying to stay in place. Pray it's in this wheel, cause it's the only hope of saving grace, okay? I can't, bitch, I can't. Playing in the field, but even so can't get these stains erased. I can't focus on no bitch, trying to get my paper. Trying to own a cul-de-sac in Cali with a Lakers song. How you calling shots from the bleachers, boy, you faking pumping. Buddy claim me everything, but sweaty, he ain't saying nothing. I can't stop working and I've been slaving for my namesake. I can't give expert advice, so I just play my pain way. Yeah, I got a lot to lose, but too many M's to gain. Better get an open mind or you gon' end up in the way. I can't with the fake shit unless it sound like Drake shit. Bro, I hold your end.
That's our guy, Nessie.
Here. Love that.
Yeah, that was a good workout song. I'll tell you what, man. It gave me a little extra juice to like get through it.
Definitely. No, you know, and that's what it's all about, guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us. The Web3 Breakfast. We do this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We appreciate you guys being here today. We're talking about gaming coins, Web3 gaming as a whole, but really kind of focused on, you know, the tokens. You know, how can we make some money, you know, off of this ecosystem that's coming, even if you're not a gamer. And if you are a gamer,
that's me.
What a twofer.
Yeah, or you surround yourself with gaming friends, right? So you can like take care of all of the bases, right? Like I'm not a gamer at all, but my guys Turbo and Seven, Player 2 Studios, they're the gamers. So we can do the tests, we can do the things. We can also look at the coins from an investment perspective. I love it. I'm still winded, man. Whew.
That's good, though. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, Seven has his hand up. You know
Good,
what I'm saying?
perfect.
So we'll pass it over to Seven, see what he's got cooking on. What up, Seven?
I just wanted to just keep piggybacking off the conversation. Marauder has a really good outlook on what's going on. You know, IMX, Immutable X is doing things that nobody else is doing with the gaming world. They just launched literally put the last nail in the passport. It launched yesterday. It's fully fucking inoperable with every game that's on IMX. So you only have to sign in one time for all the games, just like Steam. It's literally going to be like Immutable is literally building the Web3 Steam. 200, I know of 220 games that are launching next year on Immutable X. It is like a wave that we don't understand. Like they already have like so many games that are launching on the Epic Games launcher. So I know Epic has something to do with it. And everybody should know Epic is like the backbone of Fortnite. And they already have their own version of a Web3 version of Fortnite, and it's called Grit. It literally looks exactly like Fortnite, but it has the Western version, like Red Dead Redemption skin to it. Like I've seen, I have it on my computer. I've played it a couple of times, but that is what they're doing. I see that, like I see Epic Games doing what everybody's already trying to do. Microsoft is doing it because they bought Activision Blizzard. Epic Games is doing it because look what they did with Fortnite. They created a digital world with Fortnite. They have racing, they have a first-person shooter, they have Guitar Hero, and they have Lego. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to say, hey guys, check out this game called Grit. It literally is going to be a mainstream game instantly, and it's all on the blockchain. Grit is literally a blockchain game built by Epic Games and built by who knows who's behind it. Like the masterminds that are going to do this is going to be crazy. And I'm sure 2024 is their marker to do this because like they want to get ahead of, you know, of God mode, Grand Theft Auto 6 when they come in and take over the entire space. Because I know that this was just a flag. I'm telling you, they're gonna tell everybody this is what we're running on, like probably summertime, and it's gonna fucking shock the world that a video game has like a money system that you can spend in the real world. Like Microsoft is going to try to put Game Pass on every screen on the planet, but I think it's going to go farther than that because we're moving past looking down at your phones being a zombie. Mama Bear, I understand where you're coming from because I don't want to have my kids in my living room staring at screens all the time. I really want to enjoy family time and eating dinner and all this other stuff. But I also understand that gaming is going to pretty much turn into another layer of life for everyone because it's going to just be another version of life. So they're going to put it on our glasses to where we can turn it on and off, or it'll be a part of everybody's life all the time. So I think that there are a lot of people that are trying to move us back up and see life for it what it is instead of being so stuck on the digital life. But I understand like where it's going. We're gonna bring it all back into the real world with AR, VR technology. Like because we're gonna jump right over the VR stuff, I think. But with the phone though, I think that they're gonna come out with Web3 games that you can play on your phone that are like instead of it being like I'm sending you money kind of thing, you'll be playing your game and you'll send something in the game and it'll go to your wallet and it'll be worth something to where you can trade it in real time.
That's all. Did you see the you said the phone? Did you I made remember there was a thing somebody had posted on Twitter. They ordered their Solana phone and it said thank you for your order. Expect to receive it March 2025. So
Damn, that's right around the corner.
It's crazy to think that a Solana phone comes out the same year that Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, and we're not going, I wonder, are we going to be like this? Are we just going to have like, are there going to be business that come out? Are there businesses that are come out, or is there going to be a major company like MasterCard or Visa that says, hey guys, we figured it out. every bit of your crypto can go, like your wallet will be on your card. Like that's what it'll be practically.
Yeah, and too, you know, because Grand Theft Auto definitely did come out with the whole phone situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like where you're playing the game and people would just call your phone. So that will be absolutely insane if that is a real integration.
Like honestly, think about Grand Theft Auto coming out with an app that is your wallet, but it's literally the in-game phone, so you can talk to people that are playing the game in real time while you're walking around. And I mean, I do that already. I literally have the Xbox app on my phone, and I can get into a party with people that are playing the game while I'm like in the grocery store.
That's
like,
so crazy.
I see, dude. I know it's nuts to think about, but like they're definitely going to pull it all into our everyday life, because this life is pretty much a video game. It's just a choose your own adventure. Like you literally get to, like, you take every step that you take, right? You make the decision to move every step that you take. It's just like a video game. You're just playing your controller's inside your head.
And you only get one life, that we know for sure.
Well,
I mean, is that part of the game? Is that part of the game that you don't know that you respawn? You have no idea that you died?
I'm pretty sure.
Like, how many close calls have you had that you said, damn, how the fuck did I survive that? But you actually did die. It just doesn't, but it cuts you off from that. Like there's like a kill cam that everybody else watches, and they're like, oh, but you get to like just respawn and be like, oh shit, that was close.
I'm telling you,
know what I mean?
I'm telling you, if the kill cam is a real thing, if you get to watch your highlight reel at the end of your life, I'll tell you what, sheesh, that's going to be one to watch. I will sell tickets, and if we could do a commemorative NFT of the kill cam when I pass, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you. I see Dill snuck in here. What's up, fam? How are you today?
GM, what up, bro?
GM, what's up? Just wanted to come in, hang out, maybe learn a little bit about gaming, support the homies.
My God.
So I'm just here chilling, man.
Appreciate you being here, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you for tuning in.
I got me some Dill token in my wallet.
Me too.
Holding. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. We just actually had a big success last night where we were having a relaunch because of the third web situation, but I won't derail the conversation much, but everything's good, man. I'm here to support you guys, hang out, maybe learn about gaming. I love gaming. I'm a gamer at heart. So let's go.
I am not, but we do know that there's a lot of money to be made in these coins. All right, let's get to let's go Marauder and then Be Frank.
Yeah, I was just going to touch on what Seven was talking about with Epic Games. So I don't know if anyone saw the recent email they just sent out regarding the Gods Unchained ESRB rating. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Essentially, ESRB, I think it's ESRB. What's the term? I forgot what those guys are called. They rate all those video games. So that's why you see Grand Theft Auto rated M, yada, yada, yada. They essentially rated Gods Unchained adults only, AO, which is typically for games with sexual content and whatnot. It was kind of ridiculous. And I think they did it because of the blockchain aspect and the play to earn features. And so what Epic Games did was they took it off their store because they don't put AO rated games on their store. And then they had to come back after Gods Unchained and Immutable. They appealed to have their game put back on there. And so Epic Games essentially just redid their entire blockchain content policy, their guidelines for blockchain games. And they said, hey, listen, we'll make an exception for AO rated games in the sense, in the case that they're rated AO only because they have blockchain tech in them. And then but also follow our blockchain game guidelines here. And so they basically gave the green light on hey, we're pro blockchain games. We're going to have more of these on our store. Essentially, they gave a huge insight on that. So super bullish for Web3 gaming.
It was just when Apple came through and fucking revamped their entire policy for NFTs to be on the phone. Going and seeing some cute company do that is they're obviously looking at how they're going to cash in on getting this technology out first. And I think Apple did that last year around this time is when they completely changed up their whole store on what you could include NFT wise. So I'm Apple's been in on it for at least a year. Microsoft has been in on it since they started buying Activision, and Google's been so silent on blockchain who knows what the fuck they're gonna do when they drop their. For other than them saying that they have like 20 billion on hold for quote unquote digital asset technology. That's the term that they use. So like everybody's just waiting for the right moment to jump in and take over. Like, but they all want to do it the right way and be the ones that fucking, stay on top.
Ubisoft ain't waiting for nothing, bro. they're hopping head first into the waters. It sounds like
they don't care. They don't care, dude.
Yeah, they
look
don't
at
care.
the games they put out. Look at the games they put. They don't care. Like they're like, bro, just put it out and see what happens. Like if it hits, it hits.
If it fits, it ships.
They are definitely known for that. They are way known for that for sure. But I think people are sleeping because, I mean, if y'all think anybody else is going to come into the space and it not be Epic Games ruling the space, then y'all are crazy because Epic Games, people sleep on them, but they've been ruling the space for since the 90s. Like for a minute, they've had all this stuff planned out for a hot minute. So Apple and Microsoft, these people are just now they're late. Epic Games got it figured out.
They that's what we've been saying. Like, listen, these Web3 game studios, it's like shit or get off the pot time because the big studios are coming with it. And like, if Grand Theft Auto comes out the gate swinging with crypto wallets and integration in the blockchain, it's going to be game over for most of the small companies. That's the curtain.
Good morning, everyone.
GM Carter, what's up, fam? How are you?
What up, Carter?
Hey, I've been doing my TA on all of these gaming tokens, but the one thing that I think everybody's kind of not paying attention to is MasterCard and Visa. Remember, your kids have already grabbed that credit card from you and said, "Daddy, Mommy, load me up. I need, I want to play. I want to play." I think that the big players here are just going to be MasterCard and Visa. They're going to hook in with somebody like Portal I think did $10 million in like 15 minutes, which is epic. And I'll be honest with you guys. I mean, and Seven and I were right there on the buy, and last minute I call Seven. I'm like, "Hey man, like I'm about to do this." He's like, "Did you read the disclosures?" And as a founder of a project, I got to keep my nose as clean as possible. I'm not participating in any ICOs and then getting dragged to the mud or whatever the case may be. But I don't know. I just think Visa, MasterCard is going to be the big players with the crypto wallets for gaming. And, interoperability wise across tokens, it'll be Portal and maybe one other one. But, the credit card companies want to be that interoperability between everybody. Let's just remember that. They've been doing that, with remittance for years. They're experts at it. But that's my bet is the credit card company.
But they might be experts, but they're crooks.
They are.
I do believe MasterCard and Visa will turn themselves into what looks like an exchange to survive the flipping of the banks, because the banks either the banks are all going to consolidate into one massive bank in real life, or they're going to have to switch up and become exchanges or swap leverage. It'll be almost. Hold on one second.
They'll be the red box.
Like a it'll almost be like a hedge fund practically. Like that's
we
what
have
they're
to
going to
remember. Everybody in this space has one in their pocket, so we're already all. They got us all already. So if they can connect, if they can just figure it out how it works, to make it work across crypto, they got us already. What adoption do they need? They already have us.
That's a good point.
Big facts.
Well,
and
anyway.
Well, hey, if MasterCard and Visa have done anything right, they have definitely done a great job of unbanking the banked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk about getting all the money? They are definitely doing a great job at it.
We don't want them to get all the blockchain fees and all that stuff. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Mama Bear's got her hand up. We can't leave a hand hanging. That doesn't work. Overnight, that would be too long.
I didn't know if you guys were gonna, if you were, since there was a delay in the launch, if there was gonna be a delay in the cutoff.
Show up late and early. That's what we do. That's how we run it here.
That's how we get down here.
That is the best. I love it. So next week I wanted. Well, I don't know what your schedule is. Next week I want to ask a couple of the guys from the Goons of Ballatroon. I know we mentioned them before, and I don't want to try to beat it. But they do have 2 tokens for the game. And the one token, Gob, Oz is down there. the one token gob hit a penny the other day, and it held it for a couple of days, and then it's back just below a penny again. But they are bringing the rentability of your PFP, right? You're able to rent your PFP to other people, earn in-game tokens, wager in the game with the token, and they're churning through it. And it's a card game. So you're able to play the cards, and their NFTs as well have their own rarity, have their own ecosystem. They're partnered with IMX, partnered with Beam, who just partnered with Polygon. So when you have this convergence together, they're setting themselves up to be able to be available to play, and they're totally degenerate. I mean, if you read the cards in Golden Shower, that alone tells you where the whole mind frame is in the game. But it's so much fun. It's like so much fun, and their graphics are incredible. So when you're looking at both of that, they are primed and ready. And they also have some security tokens available. So you can get involved in the big leagues of that entire system. And they've been out for over 2 years. So they're not a new player. They've been quietly heads down building a fortress, and they are ready, primed and ready. So when you talk about Web3 gaming, it can't just be first-person shooter. You've got to involve all of the greatness that's building.
I love the name.
I think they paid her.
Yeah.
No, they actually don't pay
Yo,
me.
Mama,
I just told some
you should be
goons.
paid. You should be their spokesperson, like straight up. That was like the best sales fucking pitch for not being a sales pitch. Like straight up, like that was incredible.
Facts. That was good.
I appreciate that.
I love
They're just
that.
my dudes.
Let's set that up. I think you said that was Oz. I think is that who just came up.
Yeah, he just came up.
All
Hey,
right,
Oz.
let's chat in the background. Let's get you guys lined up. Let's have a conversation next Wednesday for Web3 gaming coins. I see I got one more hand with King, and then we got to get out of here because I got to make sure that I start late and end early. I got to keep my word.
Just wanted to give respects to the host, give respect to my brother Jay Chain and 7-4. Just want to say I appreciate you all for pulling up every morning consistently and bringing such knowledge to the table. I do believe that we're going to see a very, very interesting next 5 years where the technologists are finally meeting youth where they're at, which is in the gaming industry. I do believe that by adoption of blockchain, we're going to see an entire different behavior come out of that consumer class. I'm just looking forward to it. So thank you to the host for hosting this space. You all have a wonderful day.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here.
Hell yeah. I did post up real quick, Jay, since we are wrapping this up early, starting late. I did put up in the top that a kid called Beast is doing a gaming challenge right now for the high score in Tetris. So I put up the link if anybody wants to try to get in that. I did 137,000 points. It looks like the top's like around like 300,000 right now.
Man,
so
you got
great
it. Looks like,
Tetris play.
whoa. Looks like you got 136,199. Okay. We're not rounding up 900,000 or 800,000.
All right.
I'm crying.
Okay,
Dude.
okay,
I am, dude. Jay is like, no.
Trying to catch me in these Tetris streets.
You trying to get that smoke, baby. Speaking of, I hope you guys.
You delete that tweet, sir.
I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern. But don't forget, you got AJ at 10:30, Ben at 11:30. I know. I'm hoping that the top 3 gaming coin video that I'm going to be putting out comes out today. It should. I'll put out a little information in our chat group when I know if it's done editing, and then just take a look at it and let me know what you think. But have a great rest of your day, y'all. Adios, amigos. Oh, we should do a little outro this time because I forgot yesterday.
Outro music. Yeah, I just tried to whisper.
This is your outro music.
Here we
I'm
go.
just kidding. I love it.
We'll do the dark trap. Here we go. All right, let's get it. Come on. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a wonderful
Everybody put your mics on freestyle. Let's go.
We out here.
Cheer.